This is about how to create and submit a winning federal government proposal, janitorial edition. But keep in mind, what I speak of applies to majority of opportunities out there. When it comes to creating a proposal, first and foremost, you want to look for evaluation criteria. There are several items, so get ready to take notes. For this particular opportunity with the USDA, there are 2 attachments. In this attachment is exactly what we're looking for. This 40-page document, don't get overwhelmed by the page numbers, lists the evaluation factors. In other words, how the government is going to determine who wins. It's price, personnel, management plan, quality assurance plan, and past performance. Then they also have, which is the next item that is required when submitting a proposal, a submission requirements. And you notice that they're all listed here. And we're going to go through every single one of these. For the sake of this video, I will make up numbers. We're going to pretend you already have the pricing. So we've covered evaluation criteria, the submission requirements. Now we're moving into cover page and the 1449. This is the 1449. It's provided by this agency and it is required in order to bid on this opportunity. It's very easy. You go to edit. If you have an advanced Adobe account, you type in here your business name, your address, all of that goes here. You're filling out 17 alpha, you're putting your phone number here, and you're putting your cage code here. Next, you are filling out 30 alpha, that's your signature, 30 bravo, this is your name and title, and the date. I typically list the date that this is due, and you can double check. This is due on September 8th, 2023. What you will also need to do is to provide your pricing, but we're not ready for that yet. We're on cover page in 1449. So just make sure when we get to pricing, this is where you're going to submit your pricing. What also is helpful, if you have it, there are free options. You will want to only submit the 1449. You just simply, you go into organized pages, you can get a step-by-step online to extract these 2 pages. Very simple. Since this opportunity is asking for personnel experience and past performance, it's nice to add a cover page because it shows that you are professional. And I have you covered. You can go to a website like FreePick, Canva. You can just create one in a Word document and create a cover sheet. On your cover sheet, you want your name, your address, your contact information, and at a minimum that you are a small business and that you list your cage code. You can also add the contact information for the point of contact. Margaret, I'm sorry to butcher this woman's name, add her contact information. But at a bare minimum, all you need is to put your contact information that you're a small business and your cage code or UEI. If you need a logo, feel free. Here's another free website that you can use. Having a logo, having a website is unimportant. What's important is being able to meet these evaluation criteria. So once you create your cover page, you have your 1449, you put them aside. I like to create a folder to put everything in, do what works best for you, but create it and set it aside. Next, we're going to dig into the pricing. So for the sake of this video, and for those of you who may even wonder, who is this beauty with the hair? My name is Dr. Kizzy Parks, and I've been awarded well over 70 million in federal government contracts. We have already created numbers, right? For the sake of this video, the focus is on how to do the proposal, how to write the proposal and submit it. So we're gonna jump into pricing. In this particular document, on page 8, they list pricing. And then they also have pricing in the 1449. I'm the type of person who likes both. So what you're gonna wanna do is put your information in here, and I would put it here, just to make sure you're covered. In this situation, it's best to give them more information because it's pricing. And all you have to do is type in your pricing. So whether you decide to have employees, you're deciding to subcontract this out, you've decided to do a blend of both, whatever your pricing is, all of your expenses plus your profit, you will type that here, right? And you will type it here. That's your total price. Because they are paying you monthly, you take that sum and divide it by 12. So let's say you were charging $12,000 for the month. You would only charge them $1,000 a month. Whatever your numbers are, make sure they include everything. For instance, if this requires special type of products or special type of gloves, include all of that in your pricing. Once you have your total, you simply divide it by 12 and put it there. That's easy. And then you do the exact same thing as you have the page extracted. And what's beautiful about Adobe, you can put all of these together once you're done. That's pricing. Simple, very, very simple. As a quality control check, I'll make sure that the dates here are the same as here. If you notice any type of discrepancy as far as what's listed here versus what's listed here or anywhere else in this attachment that they have listed, here's what you do. This is another important item that you must do with all opportunities. You just ask some questions. You can email or call the point of contact and ask for clarification. In the federal government space, it's much better to ask than not ask at all. They're very open. Sometimes they may respond with, oh, in order to ask a question, you must submit an email. You must follow the instructions in the document. Sometimes they'll just give you the answer over the phone. Why? Because you're dealing with human beings. Every single opportunity is different. Every single proposal you're going to submit is different. But all the things that I'm going through today are like the bare bone basics for the vast majority of federal government opportunities. Here's a bonus strategy. In case you're wondering, well, is this pricing competitive? How do I even come up with pricing? Ask this question. Ask this question every single time unless you are the incumbent. An incumbent means you have the work, like an incumbent mayor, like an incumbent president, like an incumbent senator. They are the people in those positions. This is what you ask. Who is the incumbent? What is the contract number? What is the total value of the contract? In that way, you have an idea of what they've charged. To aid with pricing for janitorial work, you can use a website such as this one. They provide pricing via square feet. They have a calculator, and this is completely free. You can use Google to find additional calculators so that you can compare the pricing that you have against industry standard, keeping in mind that pricing is the very first evaluation criteria, meaning that agency is really interested in saving money. Doesn't mean you're not gonna make a profit. It just means they're not looking to pay $30,000 a month for janitorial work. And the same goes for you. You wouldn't probably pay a housekeeper $2,000 a month to clean several times a week. I don't know, maybe if you have a big super mansion. So the federal government, they're consumers just like us. Never forget that. They're human beings. Next, you wanna look for any type of amendments. So far, I don't see any. They do list the wage determination, which outlines the minimum amount that people must be paid on this opportunity. It's in your best interest to have the people who are doing this work as your employees, but this is your business. Go through the list that I've shared, find out about the incumbent, and you make that decision. But this is what they're saying to you, that legally they should be paid $16.20 an hour, as well as health and welfare, which I believe is $4.80. The health and welfare is $4.98 per hour, up to 40 hours per week. But for something like this, it may only take someone a couple hours a week. More than likely, these positions may only be part-time. Again, for the purpose of this video, I'm going into what you must submit and not into the nuances of pricing or the business side. To ensure you don't miss any amendments, you're going to want to log into Sam.gov and click follow, as well as take notice and search this opportunity every day. So in case an amendment is released, you're aware of it. For instance, one of my coaching students, she's in the middle of bidding on some work for hosting meetings. It was a small business set aside, just like this one. All of a sudden, they just released an amendment. Now it is full and open, meaning she's competing against potentially Aon, Boeing, Accenture, because it's full and open. Any size company can bid. The next item that's required when writing and submitting a proposal are your reps and certs. You're going to need to log into your Sam.gov account. You're going to go into your workspace, click on your registration, and you're going to go to reps and certs. You're going to want to download the FAR and the DFAR. You select PDF, you click download, and what you will receive is a PDF copy that's 51 pages in which you've responded to all of these FAR and DFAR regulations. You're going to want to make sure that you save a copy of this and include it in your submission. Next, we're moving on to Personnel Experience Management Plan, also known as a technical response. That's what we're doing. Take notice that experience and past performance are more important than price. You can receive experience and past performance through your partnership as well as individual people on your team. Let's take a look at that. To complete this, all you need is a Word document. You can put your logo in the middle, your business name, and I would also include, at a minimum, your UEI or cage code. That's all you have to do. And once you're finished with this, will save this as a PDF, because you don't want the government to receive a Word document, because depending on the type of device that they're using, it could alter the text, and you never want that. What goes into this? You're looking at the evaluation factors, and they've let you know this is what they want. So I've started that here. What I typically will do is I cut and paste. I put the page number in case I need to go back. It's page 11. In case I need to go back for reference, I put that here. And it doesn't have to be pretty as you're doing this. What's important is that you give them the information, because they've already informed you that the past performance experience is more important than price. And they've also defined this for you. So for those of you who may say, well, but I don't have any experience in this area, it's okay, because based on their definition, individuals identified to perform, okay? And then it says past performance as well as local, state, and federal, that you've complied with contractor requirements. So this is where you want to identify people who are going to be doing the work for you. You don't need a resume, you just simply need their names as well as to discuss their past performance. You can easily get this information. You know, John is going to he's going to be the senior janitorial team member. He has 10 years experience. He's cleaned XYZ buildings. He's well aware of the protocol. He's trained, things of that nature. That's all that they're looking for. So how you set this up is as follows. And you describe the personnel experience here, management plan here, quality assurance plan here. And we're gonna take things a step further. You can see we cut and pasted it. We're looking at the submission requirements to double check. They give you more information. I think that's page 12. Nope, still page 11. And the reason I put it in yellow is it signals to me this is important. It came from the statement of work. So all they want are 2 examples. Okay, terrific. Next, go to ChatGPT. Okay, it's one of the sections that you need is a company profile. We'll get back to personnel experience and management plan here in a moment. You may already have one, but in case you don't, here's one for you. I just put providing about us for a janitorial company. You can put providing about us for XYZ, a janitorial company, and they'd put your company name there. Copy it, paste it right there. Of course, you're gonna change the name, review this, and if you're partnering with a janitorial company, you can incorporate their about us. Simple. It's important to use the same language as the federal government, That's why I did that. So for the personal experience, you will need to ask. And what you can do is cut and paste whatever you're given into ChatGPT and ask them to reword it, to lengthen it, to shorten it. This happens to be the paid version of ChatGPT. They have a free version. So please keep in mind, just because I'm using this version does not mean that you will not receive the same type of information. Management plan. Let's put in a prompt. Let's do 200 word. And I know I have spelling errors. It doesn't matter. This is not about perfection. It's meeting the requirement of the statement of work and the evaluation criteria. And of course, you're going to dig deep into what's required, but for the magic of YouTube, we are pretending you already have pricing and you're already well aware of what needs to be done. So once this has been completed, take that here and you paste it. And you're going to want to go back and sprinkle in their language. So if it says you must clean twice a week, 3 times a week, 4 times a year, you put that in here, but at the end of the day, make sure you are meeting the requirement for describing your management plan. In other words, how are you going to make sure that you have the people that you talked about here, that you keep them on your team, and that they're going to be there to provide the service? Brief. Again, they just threw in a name. Change the name if that's not your business name, right? So again, we're just creating the proposal. We're getting thoughts and answers on paper. Then you would pretty it up and save it as a PDF. You can see this is very, very easy. And you can shorten it. Could be write a 100 word. I bold this area because it's part of the evaluation. There you go. Again, change the company name. You have that. For past performance, I want to point something out. Provide at least 2 references. If using a subcontractor, at least one of these must be for work performed by the subcontractor, including points of contact, name, etc. These can be the same references for number 3. So the references that are listed here can be the same for number 3. You just must have a minimum of 1 from your subcontractor. It didn't say you couldn't provide both from the subcontractor, did it? If you want to clarify that, go ahead and ask a question. They've made this very simple for you. If you are looking to respond to something, this would be a great one to do. This would be excellent, and it's multi-year. Also, as far as the technical, you want to make sure that you meet number 5. I've made the assumption that you do, but in case you don't, make sure that you try to expedite your cage code. Also, a bonus strategy. Ensure that your banking information is correct, because when you win this, the funds will be deposited into your bank account that's listed in Sam.gov every single month. So let's say you've completed all of this, right? You've gone through. So let's say you've finished all this, you've made it pretty, you're gonna go ahead and save it as a PDF. So this is what you do. Per their requirement, Margot may be their name, by the way, you're going to email the quote to Margot by 3 p.m. Eastern Time, September 8th. What you can do is you can combine this, right? So you would have your cover sheet in front of this, then you could add in your pricing and you combine these 2 as one document. And then you label it proposal for and put in the solicitation number. You will include a copy of your DFARS as an attachment, and then an additional attachment is your 1449. The government emails tend to be very sensitive to file sizes. So when it comes to PDFs, I like to keep them as small as possible unless the proposal requirements state that you must submit everything in one file. Next, you take your documents, you put it in the email to Margot, you put response to, you add the opportunity number, and in your email, you just address them properly. Hi, we at KPC are really excited to submit this opportunity for XYZ janitorial services. A copy of our response is attached. Bonus strategy. Due to the file size, could you please acknowledge receipt of our attachments? That way, you have verification that they received your bid. Next thing that you do is you wait. Once 3 weeks have gone by, feel free to send Margot a follow-up just asking, I'm just following up, just curious, what's the status of this opportunity? And hopefully you will be notified whether you won or didn't win. Sometimes the government will notify you, sometimes they don't. As you're waiting, you're looking for more opportunities. So again, to summarize, in your proposal, you're looking at the evaluation criteria, the submission requirements, cover page, 1449, your pricing, Q&A, amendments, the deadlines, reps inserts, how to submit. Is it emailing one person, multiple people? Does it involve some type of a technical response? And you submit it and you wait. So thank you all my amazing GovCon winners for making it this far. Don't forget, hit the notification button, the like button, share. Again, my name is Dr. Kizzy Parks. Amazing Curls, been awarded well over $70 million federal government contracts. Please get a copy of my book, y'all. Pre-order, winnerswaybook.com. Please join our waitlist at govconwinners.com, as well as check out profitablecontracts.co, profitablecontracts.co. And until next time, everything is possible.